Peace. This is Ayrat, digital marketing specialist, also specialist in several other areas and enthusiast in even more areas. Welcome to the fourth part of series of videos about settings in Google Analytics 4 account and property. In this part, I'm continuing and completing talking about data stream settings. Talking about internal traffic. I told previously that while excluding internal traffic, it has to be defined and most often by IP. So here we can add this in define internal traffic. Turn traffic rules, create rule name, traffic value, I'll put internal, I will give name, for example, my own IP, put my own IP here. It can be put as one IP or regular expressions, contains, and so on, equals. To learn more, you can use these links to learn more what's IP here. In my example, for now, I don't want to use it. Going back without savings. And close but not same unwanted referrals. For what it's used, these unwanted referrals. For cases when you don't want some websites to be shown as sources of visit. Most often example, it's, for example, when you have payment systems for your website, your clients may pay in some payment systems in their websites, then come back to your website from these payment systems. And for these visits of paid users of clients are not to be considered as sources, they can be added here. Also contains rules and so on. I don't know what examples of referrals, paying systems, PayPal, some others. If you want me to advertise your payment system, you can tell me, we may discuss. Of course, it has to be good, reliable, quality payment system. I don't want to advertise things that are of low quality. And maybe you don't want some websites to be considered as referrals for some reasons. You may also add them here. In my example, again, I don't want to add something here, just showing. So go back without saving. Thank you for watching. Main video will continue after this insert. English is not my native. If you see something to correct me, welcome, but do it in a respectful and polite manner and with enough explanations and proof. Session timeout is important part in our data stream, in my data stream. Also configure tag settings. Let me show more. And in adjust session timeout, I can choose length of session. If you can learn more, and you can read that the time when user is maybe on page but not active, and after this time, session expires and counts as timeout has ended. You can choose minutes, hours. It depends on your opinion if you want session time to be limited. In my example, I would choose 30 minutes. I think it fits. And as for me, it's best practice. It's by default, by the way. Here also, in this feature also, I can choose timer for engaged sessions. What does it mean? What does it mean? It's reversed for bounce rate. In GA4, if user was engaged at least chosen by you seconds, he considered as engaged user as in this visit, considered as engaged visit or engaged session as it calls. If length of session was less than chosen seconds, we may consider it as bounce rate, as user was not interested in this visit. I hope I explained it clearly. If additional explanation needed, first you can read it in Help Center, or you can ask me in comments maybe. I'll try to explain some other way. In my example, I would choose this as default. I'm good with that. As everything here is chosen by default, I can go back without savings. There are a bunch of another features which may be very useful or even necessary or even required in some cases. But for now, I think showing this is enough. And we can think that creating data stream is completed for now for this step. One more time, I want to show where you can go to data stream. For example, in home page, I want to check my data stream and so on. I go to admin and I can check account settings, some features, and I can check property settings, some features in my property. And to check data streams in my property, I can go to data streams from here in admin, or on left side from here, one of them. Choose my data stream. If I want to create new data stream, I can go here to add stream button, choose web, and so on. It gives some info that one web stream is enough and so on. I don't want to make additional data stream, just show where it can be created. So choosing already created data stream, and you just saw these things. Of course, it's not completed. For analytics to work, I need to add my account, property, data stream to website, link them, also need to set up some events, some conversions, key events. In my example, I want to do it just as an example, but these steps on other videos. For now, series of videos about making settings in created Google Analytics account and property, I think, is completed. Thank you for watching. Make mutual respect, make mutual wealth. Peace.